He's like, Dad, you're walking? We're walking? Yeah.
Greg Washington gets in more than a dozen miles a day.
We've made our way through most of Richmond,
with his son and father following not too far behind.
Okay.
Starting in Mount Bayou, Mississippi, the former infantry officer and West Point grad is making his way up the East Coast.
I am walking 1,800 miles to raise awareness for the increased suicide rate amongst our veterans and our youth.
His journey on foot started 3 months ago, but his internal battle has been going on for years.
There were days where I couldn't tell if I was awake or dreaming because I was constantly living a nightmare.
Washington served 2 tours overseas, in Afghanistan from 2008 to 2009, and Iraq until 2010.
2 of my best friends, Emily Perez and Scotty Pace, they were both killed in action.
The 39-year-old faces PTSD and survivor's guilt.
You know, making that promise to my battle buddies that I was going to be there to have their back. And then not being able to fulfill that promise weighed heavy on me for the longest.
But he also sustained physical injuries after a grenade exploded and he outran a car carrying an explosive device, forcing him to hang up his uniform.
My transition out the military was so tough that I was almost one of those 22 that commit suicide a day. And if it wasn't for my baby cousin calling me in the middle of my darkest hour, I might have pulled that trigger.
Washington is using his pain and personal experience to advocate for mental health resources for soldiers.
It's one thing to talk about your scars, it's another thing to talk about your wounds.
As he walked through Alabama, North Carolina, and now Virginia, he's been met by the support of strangers.
I remember we were stopping and this one lady, she saw the trailer with the banner and everything, and she was like, I lost 2 already. And my husband is dealing with PTSD. So thank you for what you're doing. And all she could do was just bawl and cry, you know, in my arms. And so, you know, having moments like that where these tough days of walking in the heat and uphill, those type of moments make a difference.
As he makes his way to the end of his route in West Point, New York, he hopes his presence on the roadways leaves a lasting impact.
I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do, let me do it now, for I may not pass this way again.
Washington is headed to Fredericksburg later today, and he plans to end his journey on September 11th in West Point, New York, where he hopes to be met by West Point alumni and the current football team. Now, he asks everyone at home to take some time to check in on a friend, a family member, or a battle buddy who may be going through a difficult time. He says that one phone call can save a life. Working for you in Richmond, Caroline Coleburn, CBS 6 News.